What's up, Miss Crafters? Is crypto versus a person. Gawigab. I'm trying to work out like if this is some sort of comedy name. If it is, if it is, I don't get it. Anyway, both of these players, Gawigab and Crypto, are Zergs. So that's exciting, isn't it? ZVZ. Yeah, ZVZ, Zerg v Zerg, ZVZ. I don't know. Anyway, not much in the way of scouting happening. Overlord's moving out. Crypto with the hatchery. No hatchery for Gawigab. Iavubgawigab. No hatchery yet. So what's happening there? It's pull first. This can spell trouble. But yeah, we'll see. The pull for Crypto is started, so it's not like a super greedy to hatch before pull or anything like that. Oh, roaches. Could be nasty, but to be honest, trying to crank out roaches off one base, hard to tell. There are various roach rush builds that you can do against another Zerg that involve not necessarily building very many roaches, but just getting a handful out and getting them across the map before your opponent has anything really. And there's a good chance all they can do to defend is build lings, and one of the things it does, it forces them to use a lot of larvae building lings, because lings don't really trade efficiently against roaches. So you can kind of just push with literally just a handful of roaches, 4 or 5 roaches, and force out a lot of lings while you're building workers at home. But I don't know what's happening now. There's an Evo chamber coming down. I'm losing faith in this build. And it's quickly beginning to look like just a shambles. There's no roaches on the map. Oh yeah, there is. Sorry. Oh, what am I even talking about? I'm barely looking. There's 1 roach. Let's see what these larvae turn into. 4 roaches in production. So maybe it is a roach push, but I don't understand the Evo. And even no matter what it is, you've got to have an expo by now. It's going to lose this Overlord. That's awkward. What? Whoa, no. Crypto, go and kill the Overlord. There's only a handful more hits. No, the Overlord survives. That would have been awkward, because obviously roaches do actually cost quite a bit of supply. Anyway, there was me thinking something exciting was going to happen, and hasn't really. But these are the 5 roaches that I was kind of talking about. A little later, arguably, than I would have liked to see them, but they're going to make their way across the map, and they do have the potential to get something done, because there's nothing really here. So these could definitely focus on the Queen, and that'll be the end of her, and that is kind of annoying. They're definitely going to get some worker kills here as well. There aren't, 12 lings in production will be enough to see this off once with more roaches coming in. Actually, yeah. The Queen is gone, so no more injects on this hatchery, and I think there's just enough roaches now that you can't actually build lings fast enough to deal with this. So, Crypto needs to be dropping the spine crawlers and kind of setting up the defense here, or building his own roaches, which will of course clean this up. But to be honest, this is already a success. This is already kind of game over. You've killed the hatchery. I would stop sending roaches across the map now. I would just be like droning up hard, making sure I'm not too vulnerable to a counter attack, because you've done the damage. Drip feeding in your roaches now. I suppose you could overwhelm this with the second Queen coming down. It seems unlikely, but defender's advantage in that. I don't think you're going to get anything more done here. Arguably, you've got 2 hatch production while your opponent's only got 1, so maybe you're able to force the issue. But I think Gawigab should have given up on that a little sooner and just been satisfied that was a job well done. So a very effective little push. Still roaches coming out in production, and I don't like it. I think the they've done their job. You know, make sure you've got scouts in place so that anything that moves out is seen. At present, you don't. So, you know, get an overlord positioned here or something like that, so that if there's a move out, you know that it's coming and you can drop spines, etc. But apart from that, droning up and dropping hatcheries is where it's at, and teching up. Crypto, meanwhile, lair coming in, and that's going to enable roach speed and various other bits and bobs as well. The lair already done for Gawigab and speed on the way for the roaches. So yeah, Gawigab ahead in most regards, but you know, actually the worker lead is virtually non-existent, and the army supply is in favor of Crypto. So somehow Gawigab has managed to turn quite a decisive maneuver with a potential advantage into not an advantage. I don't really know how. Could it be the lack of injects? Could it be I don't know. I don't really know. But there is army being built now. There is upgrade advantage, I think. Actually, no. There's an upgrade advantage for Crypto. There is a Hydra down, so I don't know. This should be an easy enough hold. I don't think Crypto's got enough here to overwhelm that. You know, half the army was at home, so I'm not really sure what that was looking to achieve. I think I would have preferred that sniping this fourth, for example. Gawigab's going to come in, but the roaches are hurting, so Crypto should easily see this off. And you don't really want to trade Hydras for roaches. Hydras cost a lot more and aren't that good in a straight up fight with roaches, not when the Hydras are on their own. So yeah, Crypto going to come in again here. This is quite backward and forward, and it is hard to tell actually who is going to come out on top. Crypto does have a substantial army lead at present, but you'd like to think with the 4 hatchery production and defender's advantage, the Gawigab is just going to be able to see this off, but there's no queen injects happening, so that really does slow down your production, and it's difficult when you're drip feeding in the roaches, but surely the defender, look, these roaches not even in the fight, surely defender's advantage is going to help you clean this up, and I think eventually it will without too much. Oh, but look, this guy's just going ham. Six kills. That's brutal. If Crypto knew about this, you could just right-click these injured workers and polish those off. So it's a lot of dead workers, and you know, given that we're 12 minutes into the game and the worker supplies are 30 and 36, down goes the fourth. So you know, this is very much swung now in Crypto's favor. Look at the army advantage here. You kind of feel like Crypto can just force the issue, march across the map and win at this point. Yeah, and if that is what happens, then Gawigab has very much snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. You know, with the very late expo, things didn't look great in the early stages, but that little roach push sniping the expand of Crypto should have been capitalized on, should have been turned into a game-winning advantage, and it just wasn't. I don't know, just took his foot off the pedal, and now the army supply is nothing, the worker supply is tanking, it's all over. Look at this roach force is completely unstoppable. There's nothing really in the production tab that is going to see this off. 4 lings are definitely not going to do the business, and Crypto takes the first game. GG.